Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you, wherever you happen to be right now. This is episode number 15 of the Results Matter podcast. I'm Mike Voorhees, and I help business leaders, entrepreneurs, and sales professionals become measurably more successful. Today, I'm recording outside. I'm in some very rare, beautiful southeast Michigan weather. When it's not raining or snowing in southeast Michigan, it's cloudy and overcast. I like to call Michigan the seasonal depression capital of the world. But not today. Today it's beautiful. So I'm spending the day outdoors. You know, I really believe being in the right environment is critical for being creative, or as effective as possible at whatever you're trying to accomplish. It doesn't matter if you're trying to be creative, trying to relax, or trying to get as much productive work done as possible. Where you choose to do it and how you set up that environment, it matters. Today, I'm outside taking advantage of this great weather. So the podcast, it's going to sound a little different today. We've got wind. The wind is blowing. You might hear some dogs barking or birds chirping. I think the neighbor might be cutting a tree down, I'm not sure. And I'm sure you can hear the RecTeq 700 smoking behind me. That's that guy. I'm actually going to be talking about RecTeq in an upcoming customer experience episode of the Results Matter podcast. I just got this new toy a couple weeks ago. You guys want to go take a quick look at what I'm cooking? All right, let's go over here, check this thing out. This is the RecTeq 700. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. There's Winston. Wherever there's food, there's puppy dog. You know that. Look at that brisket. Oh my goodness. Check that out. Hey, maybe I'm just a little intimidated by smoking a whole brisket, or maybe I just don't have that many mouths to feed. Either way, I'm smoking a flat cut brisket today. Doesn't that look good? I wish you guys could smell the wood and the beef cooking. I can't wait for feeding time tonight. If you're listening to the podcast today in audio only, and you want to see what I'm talking about, head over to the Results Matter YouTube channel. Every single episode that we do, it's also available in video format on YouTube for folks who like to think with their eyes. I'm going to move away from this smoker for a few minutes so you can hear me a little better when we start explaining today's question. Today's question is, why in the hell have I been wearing these Crocs all week long? Let's explore. So I've been wearing these Crocs for the last week or so. Yesterday I was running errands, doing some grocery shopping, and I grabbed that amazing looking brisket that I'm smoking today from Costco. According to my Apple Watch, I walked about 6,000 steps yesterday. My feet didn't hurt, my back didn't hurt, and that isn't normally the case for me with dress shoes or even sneakers. These Crocs are every bit as comfortable as people say and just as ugly. Here's some video proof of me wearing the Crocs into Costco yesterday. I even mowed the lawn this week wearing my Crocs. Now I know this sets a bad example for our lawn maintenance friends of the Results Matter podcast. These are probably not ideal in terms of safety, but I just can't take them off. Let me tell you how I ended up with these ugly but comfortable shoes, which is the customer experience part of what I wanted to share with you today. And the customer experience reference is actually about Amazon, not even Crocs, I guess. I ordered this pair of Crocs to replace a pair of slippers. I had to retire my slippers, and I wanted something I could quickly pick up, put on, and then take off when I needed to take the dogs out. I also wanted something that wouldn't get ruined by wet grass, which is why I had to retire my last two pairs of slippers. So I ordered these Crocs from Amazon. Then, Amazon doing what Amazon does, they delivered them a couple short days later. Now, I wasn't home when they delivered them, so Amazon, again, did what Amazon does, and they sent me an email announcing delivery, and even included a picture of my package on the front porch. Only problem was when I got home and retrieved the package from the front porch, it wasn't my Crocs. In fact, the package wasn't even addressed to me. It didn't even have my address on it. The delivery man or woman clearly made a mistake. Amazon has a way on their website of initiating a return, but I couldn't find anywhere specific to click to return someone else's package and then have mine resent. So I initiated a chat with an Amazon bot. I think that's what it's called, the computer you're talking to on the chat window, and it's not a person, it's a computer. The immediate response I got from the bot, I got two options. Number one, I was given an 800 number when I asked to talk to a human being. Option two was I could click a button and they would actually call me. I obviously chose the easier of the two. About 2 seconds after requesting a call, my phone rang. Now, there was no annoying voice prompts, no telling my problem to an automated system, and after about 30 seconds on hold with just music playing, friends, I had a real-life person on the phone. The well-trained and friendly gentleman solved my problem inside of 5 minutes. He reshipped another pair of Crocs and told me to do one of the following with the package I erroneously received. First, I could throw it away. Second, he said I could donate it somewhere, which is actually a great idea, right? Or third, I could keep the item free of charge. He mentioned that sometimes the delivery folks will realize their mistake and then deliver the original package the next day, which is exactly what happened. He told me if this should happen, not to worry about it. Don't do anything, just keep both pairs of Crocs. So I ended up with 2 sets of Crocs and some woman's 40th birthday necklace. Take a minute and compare that customer experience to how most businesses solve problems. Amazon could have asked me, the customer, to do some extra work, but they didn't. They chose at their expense to make my doing business with them as easy as possible. And because of the customer experience they intentionally created, I'm telling all of you about it. What would your customers say about their experience with your business? Just because Amazon did a great job doesn't mean I have to wear these ugly things all over town, right? No, it certainly doesn't. I got an idea to use these Crocs as a prop for a couple of trainings I did with our leadership team and our sales team at Brylar last week. I wasn't talking only or specifically about customer experience so much, although I did tell this story. I was talking about thinking differently, being open to rethinking our beliefs and not believing everything that we know. Look, Crocs are a great example of this. Let me explain. Shoe manufacturers have been working hard for decades to incorporate technology, flash, and flare into shoe designs. They've created high-tech padding and foam. They continue to release new designs, sleeker, flashier, and fancier than their previous products. Shoe companies have gone to great lengths to compete on comfort, durability, and mostly style, and it makes perfect sense. Imagine being tasked with selling the concept of Crocs to a board of directors, or to a group of investors, or even to the marketplace. This must certainly have been met with some resistance, don't you think? Why? Because a stamped plain piece of ugly rubber was different than what they knew the world wanted. It must have been known that the marketplace wouldn't accept such a silly idea. The only way something like this would sell would be for $10 at Kmart or maybe at a dollar store or something like that. They must have known, but they were wrong. Someone was willing to rethink what was known. Someone chose not to believe everything that they knew. Someone had the courage to think differently, and boy did it pay off. Crocs don't sell for $10 at Kmart or the dollar store. Are there even any Kmarts left? I don't know. Crocs sell in Croc stores. They sell in the mall. malls across the world. They sell through other retailers. They're online. And how I ended up with a couple new pairs was on Amazon. Crocs don't sell for $10. They sell for $50. At the time of this recording, Crocs stock on the stock exchange trades for over $100 a share. And their company does well over $1 billion in annual revenue. Friends, that's billion with a B. I challenge the friends of the Results Matter podcast to stop believing everything that you know. A company the size of Amazon can deliver excellent customer experiences. People will pay $50 for a comfortable piece of rubber made to resemble a shoe. We have to get out of our confidence cycles. We don't know what we don't know, and we shouldn't believe everything we know anyway. We should have the maturity to seek out wisdom and ideas that differ from our beliefs at the moment. We should embrace being wrong, because that means we learned something new, right? If we're wrong, what's that tell us? We just learned something. We know at least one more thing that we didn't know before. I like to ask people, do you want to be right or do you want to be rich? Or said another way, do you want to be right or do you want to win? So that's why I've been wearing these ugly but incredibly comfortable Crocs for the last week. It's a reminder every time I look at my feet to think differently. They're a reminder to embrace being wrong. These Crocs, they're a reminder to stop believing everything that I know. Like you, friends, I only know what my experience thus far has taught me. What I know today might not be right tomorrow. When I find out I was wrong, or I learned something new, right? Or the world itself might change around me without my permission. These Crocs remind me that I don't know, right? I just don't know. How about you? That's my challenge for you, friends. Are you willing to embrace being wrong? Are you willing to rethink what you know? Can you be okay with not believing everything that you know? Will you try to think a little differently? Do you want to be right or do you want to be rich? Do you want to be right or do you want to win? Hey, would you please subscribe and share to help us get this material to more people who could really benefit from it? I'd certainly appreciate it. The Results Matter podcast is a production of Voorhees Business Solutions. If you're ready to create an unfair advantage for your business, check out voorheesbusiness.com. Hey, thank you so much for listening today to the Results Matter podcast.